What if the ultimate predator, the apex aerial hunter, has never truly faced its equal? What if the billions poured into its development, the years of meticulous engineering, the breathless proclamations of its multi-role supremacy, have all been for a phantom, a whisper of potential that has never truly been tested in the crucible of peer-on-peer combat? We speak of the Dassault Rafale, a marvel of aerospace engineering, a twin-engined, delta-winged beast of burden, designed to be the undisputed master of the skies and a surgical instrument of precision on the ground, hailed as the ultimate omniroll fighter, capable of everything from air superiority and ground attack to deep penetration strikes and nuclear deterrence. It stands as a testament to French ingenuity and a beacon of technological prowess. Yet, beneath the glossy veneer of airshow acrobatics and carefully curated marketing reels, a haunting question lingers, a silent, unsettling shadow in the realm of modern aerial warfare. Has the Rafale, despite its impressive resume of deployments, ever truly locked horns with a formidable adversary? A nation-state air force wielding comparable 4th and 5th generation technology, highly trained pilots, and integrated air defense systems that could push its vaunted capabilities to their absolute breaking point? The answer, if one dares to gaze beyond the celebratory headlines and into the gritty, unvarnished truth of its operational history, reveals a narrative less about epic aerial duels and more about a calculated, asymmetrical dominance against vastly outmatched foes, a dance of the strong against the profoundly weak, leaving the true measure of its might largely unquantified in the only arena that truly matters, a life or death aerial struggle against a peer competitor. Its baptism by fire, if one can even call it that, came in the dusty, unforgiving expanses of Mali during Operation Serval in 2013, where the Rafale, a fighter jet conceived in the crucible of Cold War anxieties and designed to challenge the best of the Soviet Union's aerial might, found itself pitted not against advanced MiGs or sophisticated S-series air defense networks, but against pickup trucks mounted with machine guns, motorcycle-riding insurgents, and scattered, rudimentary anti-aircraft artillery, hardly the formidable gauntlet its designers had envisioned. Here, soaring high above the vast emptiness of the Sahel, the Rafale served predominantly as a high-altitude observation platform. Its Advanced Spectral Electronic Warfare Suite and RBE-2 Active Electronically Scanned Array (AESA) radar effectively overkill for spotting elusive jihadists in the scrubland below, occasionally unleashing its precision-guided munitions with devastating effect on isolated compounds or fleeting convoys. Often after extensive intelligence gathering and target confirmation, its role reduced to that of an oversized, exceptionally capable bomber against an enemy with no air force, no integrated air defenses, and no ability to even contest the airspace, leaving its air-to-air prowess, its beyond visual range missile capabilities, and its high-G maneuvering envelope entirely untaxed and unproven against anything resembling a credible threat. This was not a test of aerial supremacy, it was a demonstration of overwhelming technological disparity, a powerful sledgehammer used to crack walnuts, impressive in its precision, but utterly lacking the kind of critical stress test that defines a true combat veteran. Then came the grim, protracted campaigns over Iraq and Syria as part of Operation Chamel, France's contribution to the coalition fight against ISIS, a terror group that, for all its horrifying brutality and expansionist ambitions, possessed no conventional military, let alone an air force that could challenge even a single propeller-driven aircraft, much less a state-of-the-art multi-role fighter like the Rafale. Across the desolate landscape scarred by ancient conflicts and fresh atrocities, the Rafale squadrons performed relentless strike missions, delivering devastating blows against ISIS command posts, training camps, vehicle convoys, and even individual fighters, their precision-guided bombs and missiles carving out surgical destruction from the skies, operating in a permissive environment where the only real threat came from the occasional, unsophisticated ground fire, a threat easily managed by the Rafale's robust defenses and operating altitudes. Here, the Rafale's exceptional sensor fusion, its ability to carry a wide array of munitions, and its impressive endurance were on full display, undoubtedly contributing significantly to the degradation of ISIS's capabilities. But once again, the qualitative aspect of its combat experience remained firmly rooted in asymmetry, never once encountering a modern interceptor, never being challenged by a sophisticated surface-to-air missile battery designed to engage high-performance jets, never forced to engage in the kind of complex electronic warfare duels that define modern aerial combat between technologically advanced adversaries. It was a tireless workhorse, a formidable hammer striking a nail, but the hammer was never asked to contend with another hammer, leaving its true strength in a direct confrontation tantalizingly, maddeningly unconfirmed, a ghost in the machine of its vaunted omniroll capabilities. Before these engagements, the Rafale also saw action in the turbulent skies over Libya in 2011, a conflict that, while initially involving some degree of air defense suppression against the remnants of Gaddafi's largely dilapidated military, still presented a vastly unequal fight, far from the peer-level confrontation that truly tests a fighter jet's mettle. In the early days of Operation Harmattan, French Rafales were indeed among the first to enforce the no-fly zone, engaging and destroying some of Gaddafi's ground-based air defenses, including mobile SAM launchers, and conducting limited ground strikes against military vehicles, their Azam Hammer precision-guided munitions proving highly effective. However, it is crucial to underscore that the Libyan Air Force itself was practically non-existent, comprising mostly aged Soviet-era aircraft that posed no credible threat to the advanced Western jets, and the air defense systems were largely antiquated and quickly neutralized, or simply abandoned, by the overwhelming technological superiority and coordinated efforts of the coalition air forces. This was not a dynamic, contested battle space where Rafale pilots were forced to outwit and outmaneuver a highly trained and well-equipped adversary in complex air-to-air engagements, nor were they under constant threat from integrated air defense networks that could effectively deny airspace or pose a significant challenge to their survival. The missions, while critical to protecting civilians and enforcing the no-fly zone, were primarily about establishing air superiority against a collapsing, poorly organized, and technologically inferior foe, an environment that allowed the Rafale to flex its muscles without ever having to truly prove its dominance against a truly capable, determined, and technologically advanced opponent. The whispers then grow louder, the questions more insistent. In all these deployments, from the arid stretches of Mali to the chaotic skies of Libya, Iraq, and Syria, the Rafale, for all its operational intensity and precision, has consistently operated in a vacuum of aerial challenge, a gilded cage of combat experience where its most advanced capabilities, its radar cross-section reduction, its advanced BVR missiles, its intricate electronic warfare countermeasures against sophisticated threats, have remained largely untested against the very adversaries they were designed to defeat. It has performed brilliantly as a tactical bomber, an intelligence platform, and a show of force, yet the strategic question of its performance against a truly formidable peer air force, a modern, well-drilled adversary flying equally capable jets in a contested environment with integrated air defenses, remains an open, unanswered, and perhaps, unsettling one. The narrative is clear. The Rafale has proven itself a master of asymmetrical warfare, a technological marvel for crushing inferior opposition. But the true crucible of its design, the moment it was conceived for, a high-stakes, technologically balanced aerial showdown, that moment has never arrived, leaving its ultimate combat readiness against the world's leading air powers a subject of intense speculation, a silent challenge awaiting its true, demanding test in the unforgiving skies of a truly contested future.